this Eric Stromquist along with
Ken Smyers from Pittsburgh. How you doing, Eric?
Hey, Kenny, I'm doing great. I am really excited about our category today. It's a big one. It's the last one. It's kind of like the finale. It is the 2012 HVAC Controls Executive of the Year.
It sure is, Eric. And I'd like to express my profound respect and admiration for each one of these guys, because each one is just incredible in his own way, and yet they all share the same, extraordinary capabilities and desires.
Yeah, they really do. And I tell you, it's going to be such a hard choice here, Kenny, because like I said, we got great candidates here. So let's just hop right into it. Who's up first?
First up is Mike Marsden from EasyIO Infocon.
Mike Marsden. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, Mike's been up for several other awards. If you listen to the Countdown to Dallas, you've heard us mention his name countless times. Mike is a passionate individual, a very knowledgeable individual. I lovingly call him the mad scientist. Very hands-on, very articulate. He pretty much has brought EasyIO and this technology to North America. He's on the road all the time. Just a great guy to be around, a fun guy to be around. So, me personally, I wish Mike all the best with this.
Yes, he sure is. And I think him as a wizard. I mean, I've watched him at work, and you're right. He's passionate, and he's also very, very competent, and he's a competitor.
Yeah,
Mike, he enjoys a challenge, and
yeah, he does. He does. He has fun with this industry. He's a guy that, when you're around somebody that's really enjoying what they're doing, and Mike is one of those guys. So the one thing we don't know about Mike, because he keeps all of his employees over in Asia, is what kind of boss he is. So we're going to reach out to all the people at Infocon and EasyIO and ask you to tell our Control Trends community in comments. Okay, so what's it like working for Mike, okay? So good luck, Mike. Hope I don't get you in trouble with that. Okay, Kenny, who do we have next?
Next up is Ed Merwin from Vicon.
Oh my goodness, Ed Merwin. When I think of Ed, Kenny, I think, this is the guy that really, I think, brought tritium to the world. He was the messenger, very articulate guy, very knowledgeable. Hey, I learned about open systems and tritium through Ed. I think most of us did. Ed's done a fantastic job and continues to do a fantastic job at Vicon. So I can't say enough nice things about Ed.
When I think of Ed, I think of him as being a mentor and a leader. And as you said, he also was my first orientation to the integration arena. And Ed is a people guy, but he's also technically competent. So he does everything well. And he just put on more mileage than anybody I know as far as getting from East Coast, West Coast, North and South, on all points in between, to spread the message, and he's done a tremendous job.
Again, a guy who really understands the product. I think he's kind of a product executive, really understands the product and where it fits, and has done a great job sort of positioning tritium. And guys like us, independent distributors and independent contractors, position us in a way that we can take advantage of this wonderful technology. Kenny, who do we have next?
Next up, Eric, is Stuart Lombard from Ecobee.
Now, Stuart's an interesting guy. Kenny, I haven't met him yet. I know you haven't met him either. He's up for a couple of other awards, for the Control Trends Awards. I think I might have mentioned this before. You read the bio on Stuart, and here's a guy who just is passionate about making the planet greener. He's developed these great products, thermostats that are up for awards that help save energy. And here's a guy who apparently rides a bike to work in Canada. So, maybe a guy who I want to say walks his talk, but maybe rides his talk with the bicycles. And Stuart has reached out countless times on Control Trends where people have had questions about thermostats. So I hope he's going to make the awards. I look forward to meeting him in Dallas.
Stuart's focused, patient, and determined. When I watched the videos and prepared the Control Trends submissions that we did on behalf of Ecobee and Stuart, you really get he's an engaging guy. He's friendly and he's personable, but again, very technically competent and very determined to prevail in this markets.
Yeah, again, now Stuart's a guy we don't really get much about, what he is kind of as a leader working for him. So all you Ecobee folks out there, let our Control Trends viewers know in comments why you think Stuart should be the HVAC Executive of the Year. Okay. Kenny, who's up next?
Next up is Terry Swope from LinkSpring.
Now, LinkSpring, Kenny, is it's a leading company in our industry. I've never met Terry personally. I don't think you have either. Our good friend Mark Peacock knows Terry well, and obviously our Control Trends community thought enough of Terry to nominate him for this award. So very anxious to learn more about Terry. And hey, if you know anything about Terry and have worked with him, please reach out in comments to our Control Trends community and educate me and Kenny about this apparently remarkable executive.
Well, LinkSpring and Terry are known for the innovation and the visionary, what's coming next in our integration business and the automation business and the haystack community. Terry is very much involved in that, and that's where things are moving to. So Terry has taken LinkSpring forward, and LinkSpring has been very successful in growing in their owner role too. And it'll be interesting what the future has in stores. I have not met Terry, but I'm looking forward to it.
And one of the things that really tickles me about Terry's nomination, Kenny, is again, neither you or I handle that product. We know of LinkSpring; they take a different route to the marketplace. But I love the fact that our Control Trends Academy nominated him. So I think this really speaks for the fact that these awards are open to everybody, and we're really about honoring the best people regardless of how they go to market.
Next up, Eric, is Mike Keller from Honeywell.
Class guy. When I think of Mike Keller, I think of just a really, really classy guy, very level-headed, driven, hardworking, a guy you can sit down and have a beer with. He listens to you. He helps any way he can, and I think Honeywell's lucky to have Mike. I think Mike does a great job for Honeywell.
When I think of Mike Keller, I think of a quarterback. I think and he leaves all his efforts on the field. He's a team player, he's a leader, and he loves his job. And he's another passionate person, and he loves Honeywell. And you can't help but become engaged with Mike. When he's talking about, he's so excited about what they're doing, the future, and the potential. So he's a very charismatic person and a great guy, very successful executive.
And so for those people that are going to actually be at the awards, you'll get to see Mike in person and meet him. Hey, if you're not going to be at the awards, you can actually see Mike as we stream these awards live, and we'll have footage of the awards that we'll be posting on Control Trends. Mike is a guy you definitely want to get an opportunity to reach out and meet. Great steward for Honeywell.
The last individual in this category is Chris Aikman from Johnson Controls.
And if you know Chris Aikman, calling him last is probably not good. So, Chris, we don't mean last. We mean maybe we're saving the best for last. When I think of Chris Aikman, I think of a competitor. Chris, he's a scrapper. He gets in. He figures out what the problems are. Chris is the type of guy that if there's a war, you want Chris in your foxhole, because he's the guy who's going to figure out how to win, how to get the job done. If you look at what he has done at Johnson Controls, especially on the distribution side of things over the last couple of years, he's helped orchestrate a major turnaround both with the product and with revamping and revitalizing the distributor network. So Chris is a very strong nominee.
When I think of Chris Aikman, I think of a field general, like your reference to the foxhole, and strategy. He's a very good motivator. Yeah. And he explains his vision well, and his job, to put Johnson back, on top of the industry in many fields. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of capital resources. And Chris, put them all together, and now the fruits of that labor, planning for the future. I remember that's a big saying for Chris is you move now and plan now for the future. And we expect the economy to come around, and that's when Johnson decided they're going to invest in new people. They added a considerable number of people to their field agents and to support these channels, and it's going to all happen for Chris.
It's going to be fascinating to see who wins this award, because we got great candidates. And as far as I'm concerned, if we want to just solve all the problems in the United States, we just put these guys in charge of the government for about 2 months, and I think they'd straighten everything out. Well, Kenny, so that's it. So we've broken down all 12 categories. We encourage you to vote. The voting ends on the 12th. The reason we're doing the Control Trends Award is to honor the superstars of our industry. And one way you can help us with that is, hey, if you know anything about them, reach out in comments. Say something nice about them. Say something nice about the products. Help the rest of the world know what a fantastic, great industry we have.
Right, Eric. Just as a kind of a summary, we have thousands of people involved in the Control Trends community now, registered, voting, or have voted. We're involved, we have representation from over 23 countries around the world, And as you said, we're streaming this live, and it's going to be we got people's attention, and it's a really exciting thing. And I'm very much looking forward to it.
Okay, Kenny. Hey, I've enjoyed doing these segments, the road to Dallas with you. So thanks so much for your participation in that. And hey,
Enjoyed
Kenny,
it.
I'll see you in Dallas.
Indeed.